Hi there and welcome San Diego Warrior Women. This is video 1 of Movement Challenge. I'm going to create a foundation that is going to mobilize every joint in your body that really is important for the core when it comes to flexion, extension, rotating forward and rotating backwards, hip mobility and shoulder mobility. This should take about 5 minutes if you go through it once, and if you spend more time in each movement, it can take you, I don't know, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. It's whatever your body feels like it needs. So with that, let's get started. Give yourself some space. Usually use a yoga mat or something. I do have padding underneath my floor. I choose not to wear shoes in here. That's just my own personal preference, no big deal. So we're going to start with bending forward, stepping back with the right foot. Stick with me when it comes to rights and lefts because it's important with what you do with the opposite hand. So I'm going to be opposite of you, so bear with me here. So I'm back with the right foot, and I'm going to take my left hand and try to get my elbow to the ground, and then up to the ceiling, down to the ground, and up to the ceiling, down to the ground, and up to the ceiling. This is some basic, smooth mobilizing. You can choose to spend more time in each of these positions. That's just fine. Do what's right for you. I'm going to come up into a plank and switch my feet. Now I have my left foot is back. I'm going to take my right elbow to the ground, and then up to the ceiling, down to the ground, and up to the ceiling, back down, and up. This is core rotation and flexing and mobilizing the hips. I'm going to take that back into that strong plank. Never let your shoulders up towards your ears. Push hard into the ground. Put those knees down. I'm going to turn slightly so you can see here. And if you want, you can do that cat-cow. That is not part of what I'm going to do, but feel free to add that if you want. I'm going to take my right hand, thread it through and behind my left wrist, and then back up to the ceiling. Thread it behind my left wrist and up to the ceiling. This would be an inhale, and this would be an exhale. If you want to add that to your movement, it doesn't really matter. It's just important that you move. And then I'm going to take my left hand, thread it behind my right wrist, and then up to the ceiling. Thread it behind and up to the ceiling. Do what your body can do. If you can't get the side of your face or your shoulder to the ground, that's fine. Just begin where you're at. From here, I take this back into a child's pose, up onto my fingertips to get some stretch, out of the lats and the back of my shoulders here. From there, I bring myself forward into pressing the heels of my hands into the ground, lifting up the front of my body, and this is to stretch out the front of the hip flexors and the abdominals. We're not pressing up into some crazy back bend. It's to lengthen this area here. So when I press the heels of my hands into the ground, I'm lifting up, but I'm almost dragging my thighs on the ground to get as much space in the front of those vertebrae as possible. Look over the right, look over the left, set this down, turn yourself into the capital letter T. Bend the right knee, squeeze the right glute, send it over to the left hand. You want to keep these arms wide and the shoulder pinned to the ground so that you get a stretch out of the front of the left shoulder, all through the front cross power train, and then back through that right hip flexor. We're going to come back to that center position, lift up, over the right, over the left, back down. Turn yourself into the capital letter T. Bend the left knee, squeeze the left glute, send it over to the right hand. And back into that capital letter T. I'm going to push back into child's pose. Again, stretching out these lats. You can walk your feet forward here or jump, whatever is best for you. I crawl forward sometimes. And here is where we're going to hug the knees, roll out the back, I like the number 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn yourself into the capital letter T. Raise the right leg, send it over to the left hand. Drag that right fingertips on the ground, up and over. Shoulder mobility, spine mobility. I'm going to do that 3 times. Bring that foot back, set it down. Squeeze your butt to lift your hips. Interlace your fingers. Walk those shoulder blades back together to stretch out the front of the body. And turn yourself back into capital letter T. Left leg goes up. Send it over to the right side. This is my difficult side and my shoulder that got hit by a truck. And we're going to try and drag those fingertips on the carpet. Up and over. 3 of these nice rainbows, arches. Back here. Plant the feet by the glutes. Squeeze your bum to lift your hips. Interlace those fingers. We're here, stretching out the front of the body, activating the back of the body. Bring my hands here. I'm going to rock and roll. And when I am mobilized properly, I can be in a nice low squat here. This is what we're going for here. Get yourself into this position however you can. Maybe you're more here, that's fine. We're going to lower back down to the ground and do some hip swivels. Take this to the ground, swivel those hips here, 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 lean it over, back to the right, left, the right, lean it over, and then from the squatting position, open up those hips, and stand. That's my basic routine that I do. If that's what you do to warm up or mobilize after your lifting session, it's a great way to move everything. I'm going to post this, and each week I'm going to add something to it to make it a little more challenging in one area so that you can start to build on this framework. That is my basic framework, and that's where I start. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.